What's going on, everybody? How are we doing tonight? So, we got a new stream, new class. We're starting some exciting things tonight. And let's take a look at the poll to see what we're going to be playing tonight. Pretty exciting times. And I'm pretty excited, guys. I am. Let me just put it all out there. I'm pretty excited. Industrialists, how are we doing tonight? I really appreciate you stopping by, man. I know it's later where you're at, and absolutely appreciate all the fantastic stuff and the good conversations we have. All right. Okay, so let me get out my trusty little phone here, and let's actually see what class we've been playing. Let's see where we ended up in this whole thing. So, we are currently lack of sleep is good. Lack of sleep gets the body moving. Gets the body moving, motivates you. So, it was extremely close, guys. Extremely close. We have our mage at 26%. We have our primalist at 32%. We have our sentinel at 34%. And we have our acolyte at 8%. So, sentinel barely, ever so barely edges out the primalist. So, but at least we know what we'll get to play next time. We'll play the Sentinel for tonight, then we'll switch over to Primalist at some other point, but that's what we clocked in, guys. So thank you, everybody, for voting and all of that, and let's get this night started. So, we're going to be choosing the Sentinel, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Somebody wanted me to create Face Melter. So that's what we're playing. We're playing some Face Melter tonight. Now, the Sentinel, guys, the Sentinel. This is our classic melee sword and shield style build, sword and shield style character. So let's break this guy down real quick. So what we're looking at, guys, we have the base Sentinel build, right? Now, Sentinel can go a couple different ways. You can go for the Void Knight, where everything is kind of that void, that dark magic type of situation. Right here, the power of the void is undeniable, insatiable. You got that thirst. You sacrifice yourself, become one with the void, and then use it to bring destruction. That's a pretty powerful thing. But you got some pretty cool stuff. Send enemy forward in time by 4 seconds. You got Devouring Orb, which is a fantastic ability. As you can see here, it creates an orb right at the target location, and then creates all these different void rifts and does some significant damage. There's builds kind of put all the way around this particular skill. Then we have the Abyssal Echoes, pretty great. And everything in this kind of build goes off of Abyssal Decay, Void Decay. So, and that's just a fancy word for a damage over time ability. But we also have Forge Guard, guys. The Forge Guard is the tried and true, the old school, the kind of character that's going to overcome things. Your typical kind of knight ability. You have shield throw. So for all the Captain America fans out there, this is your class. This is your build. So be sure to jump in. Ring of Shields is pretty great as well. And then our last one that we do not have access to yet is the Paladin. And while we don't know too much about the Paladin, in this game in particular, you know, there's some things we can probably pull, and I'm assuming it's going to be a holy knight of sorts. So that is kind of the Sentinel in a couple paragraphs. In a couple paragraphs, you know? All right, let's go ahead, and we're already getting a couple things we need to swap out. All right. Now, the thing about the old Sentinel here, guys, is its attacks and everything are fairly straightforward. They're raw. They're not anything that's going to be flashy, over the top, but they contain a lot of power. Zemex, you know what? I probably could, to be honest with you. I've been working with them quite a bit. Let me ask, because if I can, then I will absolutely share that with you guys. And I think that'll be good. I know I have quite a few discount codes and everything through like Humble Bundle, and that's great. So if I have any of those, I typically put those in my description. Just save you guys some money, 1, and 2, help support the channel and everything. So for those of you people out there that want to like buy Chronicon or Grim Dawn is another good one, be sure to check my description in YouTube, and I have discount codes for you guys as well as referral codes. So it's great stuff. Yeah, $50 is kind of steep, man. I will say, especially for an entry level thing. I thought about it for a very long time, and before I actually made that purchase, and I'm glad I did. But it was a steep entry cost. I mean, it's almost a full price game, and I don't really know how much the game's gonna be just on launch either. I don't know if is it gonna be $50. Is that the benefit, right? Kind of like I don't know if you guys have seen it. But like Pantheon, for instance, I don't know if you guys have seen that, the MMO coming out from Mr. McQuaid, but that's steep. It's like $15 right now for forum access if you want like developer, not developer, but like certain access that's not guest access. I don't know, but it is some hardcore style stuff. I'm like, my God. But they do it to keep the forums clean. You know, they do it to keep people out of the forums just like blowing it up with regular stuff. Okay, guys, so here's what we got. We got Rive right down here. Not Rive, Tempest. We got this little Tempest thing down here, and basically it's a glorified whirlwind, but it does a big amount of damage. And the cool thing is you can actually build quite a few things around this, because it's such a powerful ability, and it gets different aspects and things like that. Maybe it'll do fire, lightning, and it makes it interesting. I wonder if they're going to be adding an actual set, like an item set, to go through that. Okay, so see, I bought Grim Dawn back on the Kickstarter as well, and it basically sat in my Steam library for such a long time because they were still working on finishing it. So I finally got around to actually playing it maybe a couple years ago, and I've been playing it kind of off and on. So we got Unbreakable. 5 health, 1 vitality, 1 block chance, 25 protection. Or we got Juggernaut, increased armor, and increased strength. I think early on we want to go for armor and strength. That way we get a little more survivability, but at the same time we're also not sacrificing so much damage. Now, if you're playing with, friends and things like that, and you want to go in there and have a good old-fashioned party, like an old school, like Dungeons & Dragons party, oh man, absolutely go in there, be the Sentinel, grab yourself some survivability and be the tank, and have somebody else heal you up. It's the best. So, let's see. We got a Copper Amulet. We have another passive, which we're going to throw in there for now. And then we got a specialization skill slot. So let's see. All right, guys. What do we want to specialize in? We got a few things that we can look at. Let's see. What's Tempest working with? These kind of got updated since I last looked at the Sentinel in particular. Let's see. Void Spiral, right? Your hits with Tempest deal 1 additional void damage per allocated point, and you take 5% less void damage while spinning, so that's good. It's both damage and survivability. That's kind of what we're looking for. Draining Assault drains 1 additional mana, but you deal 15% increased damage. We have Unbound Storm, 5% increased damage per point, and it drains 1 less mana, so that's good. And we have Reckless Combatant, 15% increased damage if you are not using a shield. So we trade off the shield, the durability, the tankiness, but that's okay. And we got Iron Reach, which is an area of effect. So, guys, what I think early on right? We want to plan. We want to plan for today, but we also want to plan for tomorrow. That's the important thing about going through and doing these builds. So if we go through Void Spiral, right, we have a few different things. We can go Temporal Cascade, which creates a cascading orb, which is fantastic. Or we can go for the Apocalypse Whirl, and 6% chance to inflict Time Rot. Time Rot is super powerful. It is a void damage over time dot. So quite honestly, I think I'm going to specialize in this guy, and I'm going to go for that nice, good old-fashioned Void Spiral. Purely focused on hammer throw. So let's see. Let's take a look. We got winged hammers, right? Projectile speed. Then we have increased attack speed. I think the thing that we're going to need to really look for on hammer throw is to see the cooldown, right? So the cooldown right now is, let's see. Let's see if it tells me. Because that's one thing that I worried about. But if they got rid of the cooldown, then you could do steadfast, double damage, travels in a spiral, which is interesting. Yeah, you could. You could honestly throw everything into here and just do a pure, just 100% hammer build. Let's give that a shot. Let's do something different. Here. Let's check out some hammer throw nonsense. What do we want to do? Attack speed, stun chance. Let's do winged hammers. We can go up here and we can grab that double damage and we can see what we're working with. There is no cooldown. Good. Good. There used to be a slight cooldown on it, and it drove me nuts. Oh God, that part, every time I'm on this Sentinel, which is interesting, blows me up. Every time. It's that nasty little like cascading thing they do. You almost have to like run in circles and avoid it. Okay, we are back on the right track. We're not gonna die. We died once. This seems like a Thor build. Like if we could get some like lightning on this thing, it would be an absolute Thor build. Oh, I think I have some gear. I'll throw some extra gear on. You guys have kind of seen what it's like to work from the beginning. But I'll throw some extra gear on that I have that increases throwing damage. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. All right, so we need to invest a few extra points into survivability. That way we are done getting wiped off the face of the earth. All right. What is going on? Oh, I guess Urza killed it. Nice. Attaboy, Urza. Sick. Okay, so let's throw some gear on and let's just absolutely murk this guy out. Like we're just gonna make him just gnarly. All right, let's go ahead and grab these so we can get some extra passive points. You know, we're all about helping people around here. We're all about being helpful folks. You know. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything that increases throw damage? I know I have a bunch of this stuff in here, but I can't remember if I have anything just right out of the gate. Because that would make this build just sing. A lot of this type of stuff, bleed on hit. I wish there was a way to search like throw damage and it highlights everything that has throw damage on it. That would be ideal. That would be the ultimate ideal situation. So here's throwing attack damage. Nice. Ballista's ring. I know we can craft some stuff that has it on there. I was trying to see if I have anything that's just right here. so we don't have to search for anything. I need some more ballistas. More ballistas style stuff, guys. That's what we need. That's what we're looking for. Attack speed, melee attack speed. I mean, that's gonna be better than what we got here. Let's see. Cast speed. I wonder if cast goes into throw speed. That'd be cool. Let's see. Got a few other things. Oh, man. Melee attacks, more of that. More void protection. I mean, that's better than what we got today. We got the good old-fashioned hatchet. Just straight up. Yeah, don't know if I have anything else in here, guys, that has a bunch of throw damage on it. But we can, we'll just go with what we got, and it'll be great. It'll be great. So, let's go ahead and throw this helmet on. Let's throw a sash on, because we don't need anything crazy. This has some dodge on it. Let's do this one. Boom. We need one more ring, which we're gonna do some pretty crazy stuff here. Let's see. Let's do. Do we have anything else in this tab? Nope. I don't know why I have this captain's ring in here. All right, yeah, we'll grab this one. We'll throw it in here. That's just a good one to start off with. We got this thing. Actually, give me this one. And lastly, guys, I tell you what, we are gonna be a just brutal guy starting out. It's gonna be fantastic. Let's see. Where's that thing I was looking for here? I think it's this one. Yeah. Give me some of that bleed on hit. Cool. All right, guys, we are ready to rock. Look at this. Look at this. Much better. We're no longer walking around in rags and wearing like a potato sack for a shirt. We are ready to take on the void. Take on the world. All right. So, comes down to the Urza versus the Gambler guy. So, what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to give it to RTM the Gambler again? Or do you guys want to give it to Urza? I don't think there's necessarily anything crazy between the two. Let's see. Yep. Dylan, this game is playable right now. However, if you want to get into, this is the alpha, right? So if you want to get into the alpha, you do have to purchase kind of like a founder's pack style deal. But beyond that, we're actually going to be having open beta really soon. So when I say soon, I mean tentatively like April. So we have 1 month left, and then this thing will go into open beta. And I believe at that point, you'll be able to download a portion of the game, play it, see if it's something that you want, and keep on moving. So there's a lot coming in the next few months. All right, let's get out here and let's start kind of running through the paces. All right, this guy, talking about knowledge and stuff. Grab this. All right, so let's go down here in this this cellar action here, and let's see if we can get anything here. All right, so we got our trusty handy dandy hammer. We got our increased throw speed. These things are boomeranging back to us. They're putting out a decent amount of damage, and we're looking for plus throwing gear so we can really kind of open up on this build. And you guys can kind of see like the difference that gear makes. So we went from, you know, having basically nothing, right? Like I was saying, like a potato sack and a stick, to having some actual gear, and stuff just gets obliterated. So it's great. All right, let's throw another point in here. Okay, cool. And I think I'm gonna do steadfast. And the reason I'm gonna do steadfast is just because that plus 30% double damage. Why not? I mean, why not just blow things up? So we're gonna do that. Let's see how this kind of works. So you just throw it. Okay, cool. And then if we want, we can actually, ooh, 85. Ooh, woo, 85. Dang. Okay, okay. I see what's happening here. And it takes like no mana either. So little bit of kiting, to kind of avoid the, you know, all the nastiness. Now, there is one node in here, guys, that you can jump into that'll actually, when the hammer hits something, it'll split, it'll shatter. And when it shatters, wow, I was hitting stuff down here. And when it shatters, it does AoE damage. So that's what we need to go for. That way when we throw this thing, we can get a little bit of like frontal cone damage going. Because right now, single target works decent. Look at this guy. He's like hanging out in the inside the table. All right. We got Rive now. So Rive is a new ability, right? A new ability they added in here. And I shouldn't say new ability. It's not a new ability, but they added a new animation for it. And it's this little, see this? You got this swipe, this little spiral. Pretty great. Okay, so let's kind of keep our little carnage train going on here. We had a couple early setbacks, guys. We had a couple early setbacks. You know, we died a couple times, but it looks like we got things kind of figured out a little bit. You know, this guy's gonna spawn twins. That's cool, but we'll just, you know, hammer throw him to death, so it'll be all right. Don't really have anything in there that we need. So this Rive, it lacerates, right? It does some extra damage, things like that. So pretty great, and equal to 150% of your added melee damage. Pretty good. So let's go ahead and let's throw some points in here, folks. And we need to make sure that we keep survivability at the front of our mind. And we just got one of my favorite abilities in the entire game, and that is Erasing Strike. Erasing Strike is great because it looks like that, and it does a ton of damage. It is such a cool ability. You just bring the noise. Boom! Good night. That's what we're talking about. That's what I need. And if we stack some extra mana, things like that, whew, you can just back to back those Erasing Strikes, and things literally get deleted. Yeah, so Zemex, you're absolutely right. There is a demo that you can actually go out and download, and it's a demo from pre-alpha. So it is, I think, like 3 months old, if I remember correctly. And it's great, and it gives you definitely a taste of the game, but it doesn't have any of the newest updates. So what you download and play off that, just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, don't need any of that. That gear, dead to me. Don't need it. Yeah, but I am very curious on what they're going to be doing with this game from a long-term perspective. Just the stuff that we saw in the college was fantastic. That was so cool. Like I was thinking about that last night after we killed the stream, and it was just cool. Like the bouncing back and forth in time in order to solve some problems. I thought that was great. These things like don't have a range on them. It's actually pretty fantastic. Let's see what do we got. Didn't mean to pick that up, but we'll keep it. We'll allow it. Ooh. So Erasing Strike really gets like big when you when you get the time rot stuff, because once you hit with Erasing Strike, it puts a dot on everyone and it just wipes the board. All right. All right, so we got big boy. We got big boy behind us here. There it is. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Little 1, 2, and then a little 1, 2, 3. So you'll notice like some of the like enemies use the same abilities that you can, which I think that's like stuff like that's really cool because it builds a little more immersion, right? So many games are like, well, you're the only one that can use these abilities, and because of that, you have this happening. And I'm like, no, come on, let them use some of this stuff. Let's see, catapult. 2 additional projectiles. Multiple hammers from the same throw cannot hit the same target unless they spiral. So you could technically invest in both of these. You can invest in the catapult, give yourself a little extra oomph, and then you could go into iron spiral and obviously spiral, but it halves the number of extra projectiles. So let's look what we have down the line. Doubles the number of additional projectiles unless your hammers spiral. Hammers are thrown in a nova, so a kind of an AoE style format. Then we have ballista, 10% additional chance to deal double damage up to 30, so that'll be 60 essentially. Over here we have subtract 1 from the mana cost and 3% increased damage. And over here your spiraling hammers orbit towards you. Oh man. I'm not crazy about the orbit, guys. I'm not crazy about the orbit. Just because we need to get some of that linear going on here. So what do we, oh god, what is this? If your hammers would spiral, they instead deal 80%. If your hammers would orbit, they deal whatever. If your hammers would chain, they have 4%. Wow, okay, that's... I think I'm gonna go for the catapult. And I'm gonna see how that works out. So let's do that, guys. Come on, friends. Let's catapult. And what are we looking for down here? I think we're looking for a little bit of retribution. We want a little bit of that counterattack, just a little jab, you know, a little bit of let them know who they're working with, who they're messing with here. There we go. Look at that. Industrialist. That's what we're talking about. Do you see that? Do you see that? That thing's going out in a slice of pie, and it is absolutely wiping the floor with people. That is what I'm talking about. Good stuff, boys. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. I just try to keep people kind of up to date on things, and it's not fun watching a stream and, you know, not really understanding what's going on or not understanding a thought process around why I chose something. So I'm glad you enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. All right, so let's keep things moving. So I'm actually going in like a different path. I've never, I don't think, actually been like this little thing here. So, interestingly enough, there was, hey, thanks, B-Bones. Really appreciate that, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the stream. Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting because they released a sketch, like an artist kind of rendering of a new enemy they're going to be adding into the game called the, what was it, the Skullin? Yeah, it was the Skullin. And they look like these little, like armadillo type things. If you guys played Pokemon, they look like Sandshrew. That's exactly what they kind of look like. And they're these kind of primitive race, and they wear like tribal masks. They throw like rocks, and you know, they typically don't use magic, but they're really big on like physical stuff. So doing physical damage, getting up in your face, that type of stuff. And they look fantastic. Like I dropped a comment and I was like, I want one of these like a plushie so I can put it in my little gaming corner over there. Cause they look great. Just, I don't know. The art style, the kind of the creative direction is just good. Just well done. All right, so for those of you guys that are joining that didn't get to see the last stream, we actually ran through and we almost got 100% done with everything that we have, you know, kind of available in the alpha on our Acolyte. And it was like a pet heavy build. We kind of rolled through stuff with our bone golem, and it was just a pretty solid build. But we decided, you know what? It's time for a change. It's time to get a few extra things going. you know, change the scenery a little bit. We were just tired of absolutely dominating everything. So we had a little vote, we switched, and we decided to go for the Sentinel to get a little up close and personal style action here. So guys, I think we need to find some increased throwing damage stuff. Because right now, the hammers are doing a decent chunk of damage, but how much? Wow, they don't cost anything right now? Okay. So that's fantastic. Okay, that's great then. I don't know how we swung that, guys. I don't know how we went from having like it costing like 14 mana to it costing 0. But I'm not gonna argue it. So I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. Now, if we can get a few other things, I think we will be set. God. Okay, Shattering Greatsword. Don't need that. Got a couple things here. Amulet of Efficiency. No thanks. Don't need mana efficiency. That gives us nothing. Just because, I mean, we're a hammer throw build. We have absolutely 0 mana commitment. So, Ian, what's going on, man? Nah, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, I mean, it's whatever your time is, but I look at Central because that's where I'm from. So, you know, regular stuff. But I'm glad you can make it, man. Welcome back to the stream. We got Sentinel. You missed the poll unveiling, but we got Sentinel. It was a close race, man, between Primalist and this one, but this one edged it out by a whopping 2%. 2%. EST, that'll get you. That'll get you every time. Every darn time. Time zones, I don't know why we have them. Everybody should just function off of one time. Oh, there's a node that makes it 0? Maybe it's one of the nodes I took early on that, like, reduces the mana cost or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I like it. I think there is some big potential in this. There is some big potential. If you can get this probably paired up with... I'll have to look at Forge Guard and our Void Knight, but I think if you can get Void damage or Time Rot or something like that on physical damage, then yeah, I mean, it's gonna really unload. So, because right now it's physical, so we just need to boost our physical damage. And once we do that, so Ian, the plan. Woohoo! There it is. Okay, guys. So, first unique, great times. It's called the Falcon, and 15% increased movement speed if you have hit an enemy in the last 5 seconds. So that's great, guys. Now I'm gonna sit here and not die because this guy is just sucking the life out of my body, and we'll look at that in a second. So Ian, the game plan, my friend, is we're gonna do an axe throw or a hammer throw build. Industrialist was like, hey man, saw this, looked fantastic, and I was like, yes sir. So we're jumping in, we're kind of doing that. We need to get some increased throwing damage gear, and if we do that, then we'll be set. And I think this one has some serious potential with a mana cost of 0. So if you can buff up that damage and maybe increase the range a little bit, then I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. So let's take a look at this Falcon. Okay, so first things first, it looks like it's something like a Sherpa style outfit. Got some decent dodge rating and armor on it. My Lanta. I wonder if we can... Whew. We got 2 slots available on each side, guys. So, we have lots that we can do with this thing. So, Jay, I would say absolutely, man. Torchlight is one of my favorite franchises, and I am so stoked for Torchlight Frontiers. Funny you mentioned that, because I was actually going to be like getting Torchlight 2 back up and running, just because I wanted to get back in there and play the actual game and really kind of enjoy it a little bit. So yes, Absolutely. They went through and they kind of revamped Torchlight Frontiers, and I jumped in. I played a little bit of the alpha. Obviously, I can't talk about it because NDA, but some of the things they went through and they changed. I'm glad they did, and we're in for a pretty good game. So this is dexterity and strength, guys. Dexterity and strength. So let's do both. Can't forge uniques. Dang it. What? Don't you dare tell me that. Fine. Fine. That's unfortunate. That's a killer right there, guys. But we're gonna equip it anyway because that's just the way things happen. That's the way things work. So, you know, I don't know, double axe or shield. I think right now we have the shield, but what I'm thinking is if we can get a weapon with throwing on it, then we can dual wield, and we can kind of go that path. But right now we didn't really have anything that kind of juiced us up very much, so we're just playing the waiting game until we get a nice drop. Damn, those things just spawning. Damage over time, void protection. How are we looking? Not so great. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that guy. Okay, so we have a few extra things we can do. We can double the number of additional projectiles, and hammers are thrown in a Nova type format, so it kind of pulses out from the center. If I remember correctly, I mean, that's kind of what a Nova is. So that is interesting. Or we can go the path and just go straight up ballista, which I'm thinking we want to do that. Because if we go from a centered out Nova type of thing, that means we're going to have to get in the center of stuff, and we're going to have to kind of Nova and bloom out from there. And I don't think that's going to be the best slot. I think if we can kind of attack things in a frontal cone, then we can kind of pull things in, and we'll be able to control the encounters. That's kind of where I'm at. So, you know, it might, Ian, it might help with the double damage, but I don't know. We probably need to go back and take a look and see what we have in our little chest there and figure out what we want to do. But we do have another ability. Leap Slam plus circular throwing could be pretty decent if you go with straight up lunge here. Now, I don't know. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? There's a lot we have going on here, guys. There is a lot we can do. A lot of options. A lot of options. So what we could do, guys, good call out on that one, Ian. We could go for this blade stream, and that way we're dealing damage. We're dealing damage in a straight line, getting to the center, and then pluming out. But what's the cooldown on lunge? What's the cooldown on lunge? Because that's a 66% increased cooldown. So I don't know what the cooldown is because it doesn't say it. But that could be a pretty decent build too. Let's go for it. You know why, guys? You know why we're going to go for it? Because we can always backtrack. That's the thing. We can always back out. We can always go for something different. So next point, we're going to go for the Avatar of the Spire. This particular one, what we're going to do, guys, and this is what we're going to do here. We're going to jump in, and we're going to go for that blade stream because I think that'll be a pretty decent setup. We're going to have a little synergy going on here, boys. It's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited for it. Now, I just need to not die from the crazy purple beams of death here. Lightning damage, slow on hit. What's our shield here? Block, void protection, dodge rating. If we take a look, we basically gain everything. So, yeah. How's it going? Drop that off. Drop that off. That. Nope, don't need any of this stuff. This thing right here, gone. These are neither what we need. Neat. All right, guys, little housekeeping here. No problemo. All right, We got passive points. Got passive points. Let's do... we'll do this. Since we're going to be jumping in the center, we're kind of going to be novaing out. Then, no, man, you're absolutely helpful. This is a team effort, you know, between you guys. I mean, we're going to make the best Sentinel you guys have ever seen. It's going to be a next level style Sentinel. Let me tell you. Now, it might help if I actually had lunge on my bar so I could start getting stuff for it. But yeah, you know, we'll make that adjustment here in a second. I'm going to try not to die. Good lord. These guys are absolutely nightmares when it comes to melee stuff. Just because that little cascade thing will melt people. Like, it is merciless. Absolutely merciless. Alright, so let's go in here and actually put our thing on the board that we need here. Let's get rid of this thing. Vengeance. Yeah, we don't need vengeance. We don't need no vengeance. We'll just lunge in and we will murder everything, and then there won't be a need for vengeance. You know what I'm saying? What is the cooldown on lunge? Because I wish it had like a little number next to it. That would be ideal. Vitality, what up? That erasing strike is just like night. It's just a good night strike. Oh, look, we killed these things. That's what we're talking about. Good job, guys. Bleed and chill on hit. Is this a melee? It's throwing attack. Dang it. I was gonna say it'd be badass if you could have like the chill and freeze or fire like on hit, and you could throw your axes, immediate flaming and chill axes. Ugh, freezing things. Maybe. I don't know. I've never tried it, so I mean, anything's possible at this point. All right, so we're still looking for Urza's leisure. We still have a couple other things we're going to be messing around here with. Now that we got lunge on our bars, we actually should be getting some lunge points pretty quickly. Lunge is a defensive skill. You don't say. But to get out of situations? An escape skill? Or is there an innate ability that causes it? All right, let's go ahead. Let's melt this guy. We're getting a lot of crafting materials here. Let's go around this way. We typically... Last time we went right across the bridge, and it was a great time. You know, we had a nice little picnic, and it was fantastic. But at the same time, we need to try new things, you know? It's always good to try new things. Whew. You got a serpentine, guys. You got a serpentine away from this guy. Come on now. There it is. There it is. Jump in, unleash hell, and jump out. You're right. You're right. We just need to have an enemy that we can jump out to. But if we strategically place ourselves where we need to, we're gonna just run the show. All right, get rid of that thing. Okay, cool. So we're starting to get some levels for lunge. That's good. Things are starting to really kind of come together here. Let's get rid of this effigy. See ya. Bye. No. Okay, so we need 3 points and then 1 point. So neat. We'll do that. This has got to be getting close to getting us a point, so that way we can jump in and we can just bloom out and blow stuff up. Let's see. Let's just get our counterattack thing almost full. Now, Shield Rush is another just fantastic ability, but it doesn't really make sense with what we're trying to do, so I probably won't end up using it. You know what? I'll show you guys how it kind of works, because it's a powerful ability. Like, it is a powerful ability. If you time everything right, and that guy was like right in between my hammers. If you time everything right, then it will just run the show. But if you don't time it right, then you're going to end up wasting a ton of mana. It's not going to even matter. Whew. So, remember I was telling you guys about the boss, right? The Omen of Silence. Now, I think this build is going to work out a little bit better because last time I was running a Shield Rush build, and it was great, but at the same time, he absolutely melted me because I had to be in melee range, and so basically all of his stuff stacked up and just causing a lights out type of scenario. I thought I was like fighting like Mike Tyson. Like he was just hammering me. All right, get rid of those. You got this guy. He's got an attitude, so take care of him real quick. Oh, get away from me. Hold on, we gotta take care of these turrets. You don't take care of those things and they'll eat your lunch. That's just how it goes. Okay, wow, that thing had a lot of stuff just tucked away. So like I was telling people a little bit earlier, this build isn't the flashiest thing in the world, right? It's just a raw, down-to-earth, good old-fashioned Sentinel. It's just a knight of the round table. So you're not going to see anything, you know, crazy, out of the ordinary with this guy. I mean, besides the big purple just board wiper. But you compare it to other ones like the Spellblade and things like that, the Primalist, especially like the totems and everything. And there's just a different type of mentality and design behind it. So, if you guys are... Ooh, who's this guy? Eulikos, the Betrayer. Nice. He's like a little mage. He's got some nonsense going on here. I know that Nova all too well. Let me tell you. That used to be my build. Run in and just melt stuff with that. Okay, pretty decent. We've got plus 8% physical damage, elemental protection. We got double down on the old mana there. That's always good. Damage over time, elemental protection to 1. We don't really need that. So, let's see. Let's take a look. Fire melee damage. We got minion health and physical damage. That doesn't really matter. I mean, let's throw this on there. Increased armor. How are we looking there? We'd actually gain health, armor, and elemental protection, which I think would be really good for us because we're not dodging things. We're just jumping in. Let's do a little two-hander action. Let's see if we can do that. I don't know if we can two-hand. Let's find out. Well, we sure can't dual wield, but we can do one nasty looking thing. So there's that. So no dual wielding, folks. No dual wielding on the old base entry level Sentinel. So we need to be able to maybe spec into something. I'm not 100% sure. But let's see. Let's see what else we got because we might need to swap some things around here. I like that bleed on hit. Bleeding deals physical damage. Let's give this a shot. Let's see if our hammer throws get that bleed on hit, because if they do, we're gonna be just a monster from distance. Let me tell you. I'm not entirely sure it does, but we'll see. And honestly, I couldn't even tell you how I would know if it did, because we don't really have effects right now put into the game. So, ooh, that's tough. I feel like it's doing better. Yeah, Industrialist, you're probably right. Dual wielding is probably going to be for the rogue, and it's probably going to be very specific to like the Blade Master or something like that. Maybe the Falconer. Well, no, because the Falconer is going to be, I mean, all about falcons, obviously, but it's going to be more of your ranged style thing. So I think, yeah, I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. Oh shit! Look at this guy. Oof. What's up, buddy? Hopefully he drops some good loot. Oh, okay. Well, we have friends. Oh, they're gone. God, this regenerates health too. This is why we need the bloom. We need the bloom from the center. This is why. We got this guy right up on me, man. Right up on me. But we're hitting him with some back-to-back erasing strikes. Whew. This guy had 2 copper rings and a deft greatsword of hope. Nice. But we got a chest, so let's see. Whew. What do we got here? Zaox, I'm gonna say, yeah. I do think it'll be done before WOLCEN, man. I do. This game and the developer and everything have been super open. They've just been like 100% open to transparency, to the development, to what's happening behind closed doors, what their thought process is, and yeah, it's just been a completely different experience, I'll say, than what I've had with WOLCEN so far. So I'm thinking so, man. I truly am thinking so. Okay, now we got two extra slots on this new sword thing we got, this Rending Falchion. So what we're gonna do here, guys, and here I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, but we do not have any throwing stuff, it looks like. That's unfortunate, because it's already taken up by melee everything. Now, no, yeah, we have to use Shattering. Shattering removes that. But we can do health gained on kill, stun chance with melee, which actually might be pretty nice. Let's do chance to bleed. Let's do chance to bleed, right? And Ziox, thank you, man, very much. I really appreciate that. You know, comments like that really kind of keep me going, and it's absolutely like supporters like you that, you know, make these things possible, and thank you. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the remaining content going forward and everything like that. So we got bleed on hit. Let's do some void protection, elemental protection, guys. That way, you know, we need to protect ourselves. We also need to make sure that we don't leave our sword in the crafting window like we did last time. We were running around with our bare fists. I mean, as hardcore as that is, you know, beating things, you know, with your fists, it's also a quick way to get yourself killed. End up in a body bag real quick. All right, guys. So let's continue our little onslaught here. I mean, we're doing some pretty decent damage. Dangerously close right here. Dangerously close to leveling up and getting some extra stuff. I think one more little pack here is gonna push us over. Okay, one more now is gonna push us over the edge, because that one just wasn't enough. Wow, this is I don't remember it being this. There it is, level 11. We did it. Round of applause, everyone. We made it. Oh gosh, wow. That rampancy. I tell you, man, some of these little attributes they put on these enemies, that rampancy especially, is just disgusting. There's one I was messing with the other day, and I encountered it. It was awful. It was, God, what was it? It was cast speed and rampancy. Cast speed and rampancy. I was like, whoa. And I just deleted. I got like literally just erased from the game instantly. It was like, all right, well, I mean, that guy obviously means business, so I guess I'll just sit here and hang out. Super fast, yeah, super fast weapons would be interesting, but we need that dual wield. I'm waiting for the rogue like so much. Oh, once we get that rogue, we're gonna be set. And it's gonna be fantastic, because I'm a big rogue guy, and I know you guys know this, but like the Falconer looks great. I'm so I need it. But hopefully that'll come with beta. Actually, maybe that'll come with beta, because they need to beta test it. They need to get out there. But yeah. Zax, I am not unfortunately giving away keys for alpha access. I did a giveaway a little while ago, and a few people walked away with either WOLCEN, or they walked away with Last Epoch. which I've gotten corrected like 5 times as to how you pronounce the title of this. I used to say Epoch, I got corrected. I said Epoch, I got corrected. And now the latest interpretation is I need to say Epic, Last Epoch. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Is it Epic, Epoch, or Epoch? I don't know, throw it in chat, let's talk. Let's talk about it. But yeah, $50 is the cheapest entry-level way to get in there right now. But Ziox, they are actually going to be, like I said, going to open beta in April by a previous timeline. So if they're still sticking to that timeline, then that's kind of what we're looking at. So I think they haven't said anything about being different, and they're still kind of sticking to their release date. So I'm thinking that's what it's going to be, and hopefully at that point anybody can jump in and play, and maybe we can even party up if the online stuff is in there and ready to rock. See, I agree, but at the same time, I'm like, Epic kind of makes sense because it's an epic, a period of time, but I don't know. I'm probably just gonna keep saying Epoch or Epoch, just because that sounds a lot better than Epic. Talking about Last Epoch, like, whoa. See, Epoch, yeah. See, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Good. Woo! Look at that, guys. Dang. That makes 2. All right, let's grab this. Let's kill these things, and let's see what we're working with. This one I have not gotten yet, actually, guys. The Falcon I've gotten before, but Stormtide. Let's see. 100% chance to shock with lightning skills. 260% increased shock effect. 20% increased movement speed, and you are shocked for 4 seconds when you stop moving. Wow. Okay. Rest was a sin among the messenger priests of Lagan, and these boots would punish the wearer accordingly. Dang, those boots though. Look at those. Those are going to absolutely go on to my mage and his my AoE style mage that kind of functions off of storm coils. Okay, so do we want to equip these? Yes, we do. Do we want to equip them? How about you? We don't have any electricity, but I definitely want to see how this kind of works out. I want to let's see. Oops. Oh, that's fun. I'm not taking any damage. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe the shock is something different? Huh. That's kind of cool. That is great. Those are going to be some absolute, just brutal boots. I did want to put this FPS up here for you guys so you guys can see kind of what we're working with here. But we did get a few new abilities, right? Boom, check it. So we got Manifest Weapon. Manifest a melee weapon to attack the target direction without interrupting your actions. So this is something that you can have that kind of assaults things, whatever, in the direction that you're going. It works just like Runic Weapon. If you played World of Warcraft, you summon basically an additional minion of sorts that will attack in a target direction. Now the big thing is it's outside of the kind of global cooldown of things, and it doesn't interrupt, so you're able to kind of take things out. Rebuke's pretty cool. You kind of pull in, you suck in all your energy, and you kind of tighten up, and you take 75% less damage. And when you stop channeling, you unleash that. So you're kind of like sucking everything in and like biding your time. If you play Pokemon, bide. And then once you take all that damage, you launch all that back out, and you deal everything kind of around you. It's a pretty cool ability. And then you have Shield Rush, and Shield Rush is pretty slick. So this one, you literally just charge. You charge until you release the key. So you're just like bashing things out of the way, and things are moving, like separating the Red Sea, just knocking things over. So it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I don't know what we have for this particular one. I don't know. What do you guys think we should do? Lunge? Or do you think we should do shield rush? What do you guys think? Epoch. Alright. Epoch it is. I am down with that. Y'all know that. Oh, Lord. Ah! My lightning boots! I don't know if they're fully functioning or if I'm supposed to be taking extra damage or what, but I'm not taking any extra lightning damage. Maybe it's like the lightning hurts me if they use lightning on me? I don't know. But I like the movement speed. The increased movement speed is always good. Alright, we've already been up here. I'm not gonna mess with these. I'm gonna keep press on. We don't look behind. We don't look to the past. We look to the future, okay? I mean, well, this game's a little different because we literally go in the past, but metaphorically, we don't look to the past, we look to the future. We don't need to worry about things behind us. So let's go ahead and kill these little armors here with our hammers of doom. It's gonna do its thing. And let's keep our little rush going. I wish we could dual wield though, Ian. That's kind of my thing. I know if we go to two-hander, we could actually do a pretty decent Tempest build, like a support build for this. Just because if you forego the shield and you go with a pure two-hander, you can do big damage with your Tempest. But you obviously lose out on the survivability. So there's that. A lot of choices, let me tell you. Wow, we are just wiping the floor with these things. Look at this. Look at this. Just blowing them up off the spawn. Alright, where's that big boy at? There's that retaliation, guys. That's what we're talking about. That was awesome. Just bing, bing, taking people out. Needs me a little bit more juice. A little bit more juice to kind of keep up with the health pools of the stuff that we're trying to fight here. If we get that, and I think we will. We've had some pretty decent luck, though, tonight, guys, with the unique drops. I mean, let's see. The last 2 times we've streamed, we hadn't gotten any. Nothing. And then this time, we've gotten 2. I am down for that. That is some good luck. I don't know who's in here that's bringing all this luck, but I'm up. I'm up. All right, so we've survived the attacking void. We broke some barrels. I'm still running in place. It would be an interesting mechanic if instead of when you stop, you're electrocuted, if you had to keep running. Like you couldn't let off of running. Your running always win. And you couldn't stop until you took them off. That would be interesting. I don't know what that would do from a design perspective, but it'd be pretty interesting. Industrialist over here hitting us with the 4-leaf clover, giving us all kinds of luck, all kinds. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna wipe out these little guys here, and then rule of thumb. I have fallen into this trap many a time. Make sure you always get the portal before you go anywhere. Even if you're messing with these things, always make sure you do that, because if you don't, then you die and you go back a long ways, and it's a pain to run through everything again. So just FYI, just trying to be fantastic. All right, so now that we got that, let's head this direction, and we're gonna go. Well, hold on now. We got some unfriendlies coming our way, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump in this pit, the smelting halls. I got my microphone right here, so I can't like read that. At the smelting halls, and we're looking for that quartermaster. So for those of you that saw the previous stream, we're back. We are back, and we are looking for the quartermaster of quartermasters. I tell you what, though, that is satisfying. That right there, throwing those hammers and just wiping an oncoming mob of just whatever the hell they're sending down this direction. Yeah. Saw that coming. Obvious trap. Obvious trap. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's hit these guys. I don't know why we haven't gotten more hammer throw. Okay. Literally just was about to say that. Well, I'm gonna finish my sentence because I started it. And damn it, I'm my own person. I don't know why we haven't gotten more hammer throw skill points. There we are. Done. Going in the center, guys. We are lunging. We are jumping in. Melee attacks deal 5% increased damage per allocated point and have a 5% increased stun chance. 5% increased damage straight up, and then 15. You know, some of these skills I'm kind of like iffy on because increased damage outright. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. I just can't read. So melee attacks. Is this melee? No. So we go for relentless. I did, Ian. So the thing is, you can't dual wield, right? So I can't dual wield yet. And since I can't dual wield, I'm probably gonna end up going with Shield Rush because I think that's just gonna be a better fit overall for the build. So I need to actually swap that out real quick like. Shield Rush, and then take this, D-Spec, yeah. Shield Rush. And then we'll drop this in. No, you're good, Ian. Cook some dinner. Ian, what are you cooking, man? I made spaghetti last night and like some garlic bread, things like that, and it was great. The only issue, I got done like 30 minutes early, and you know how hard it is to keep noodles warm. You know how hard it is. So it was like, I mean, it was tough. It was tough, but it's okay. We got it all figured out. I'm gonna go with mana efficiency here because I think mana efficiency is gonna be a big thing. I'm gonna throw some points into this because that's important, but I'm also gonna flip over because we need to do Warrior's Entrance because a wider kind of hit path as you're rolling in is gonna be super good, especially as we get into, oh man, look at that hammer throw, guys. Look at that, bat to bat to bat to back. That's what I'm talking. We are about to be gnarly. Oh, dang. Mac and cheese? Man, let me tell you, it's funny you say that because that's actually what I'm going to be having after this stream's over is I have some mac and cheese with my name on it. Absolutely with my name on it. Gotta love it. Do you make some chili mac? Do you put some chili in it? Some chili mac is the best. Alright guys, so here's this little shield rush ordeal. Rush in, I missed, but imagine that I didn't miss. And you can kind of see how that's gonna work. So what I'm thinking, guys, oh, yeah, chili mac, bro. Let me tell you, you haven't lived until you had some chili mac. Because it transcends you to another level. Let me tell you. If you have some little chili mac in your life, you're set. You're ready to rock. So what I'm thinking here, guys, let me tell you. So what I'm thinking here is we need to do the double down on the hammers. We need to get a little more ordnance, a little more ammunition in our quivers here. That way we're able to really kind of unload when we get into the center. Because right now there's a few too many openings. And those gaps, let me tell you, those gaps, they are out there, and we're definitely experiencing them right now. Man, why can we not get things that has some extra throw damage on it. That's all we need. Just a little extra throw damage. Once we get that, we're gonna be ready to rock. Oh. Whew. Yeah, you get the 5 cheeses up in there. Ian, you can't be doing this to me, man. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. All right. Ian's over here. Chef Gordon Ramsay. Just add in your bell peppers. Once you add in your bell peppers, you'll be all set. I'm frozen. All right, I'm back. Bring the money. Oh God. So these things are brutal to fight against because that whirlwind is just killer. That's a life ender, man. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, what is happening? Oh, we got these things. The pillars of the lizard. Yeah, those will give you some headaches. Two-handed polearm. How are we looking? Some crit. Not much there. Strength. Glyph. Got a new shield that does nothing for us. So that's good. You know, that's the thing, guys. Once we start getting some of these pieces of gear and these equipment pieces, things are gonna change. We might be looking at a completely different Sentinel here in a bit. And the reason I say that is because there is a particular node in, oh dude, two-handed spin to win, let me tell you. Old school arms warrior. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna set a rock on my whirlwind button, and that'll be it. We'll be done. I'm gonna go run outside. It's like when I used to play a paladin back in like Cataclysm, and you basically just consecrate and then run off. That's all you had to do. So good. Oof. Man, these things. Yeah, see that? See that? That right there. Those little circle blades, their little satellites they do, just blend me up. Need some mana efficiency. Ooh, interesting. Desynchronous. Can't talk. Desynchronous charge. Desynchronous charge. Good lord. Whew, that word. When Shield Rush ends, you return to the location you used it from. Do we want to do that though? Because part of our synergy for our build is ending up in the center and then wiping things out. Maybe. Probably not. Fullerton? Yes. Yes, man. I am so stoked because I saw that update last night from Irving, and I was like, first off, impressed. Absolutely impressed. Impressed with the speed that they made this change. Impressed with the fact that they didn't argue with the players. They just were like, you guys obviously don't like it, and you want it to change, so we're going to change it, because finally we have a developer of a AAA kind of big game like that that's listening to their paying consumers, so that's smart. Who would have thought? Crazy. Wild idea. But yeah, I really like the changes there. I like the inscription changes, the drop changes. I like the fact we're not getting whites and uncommons anymore at level 30. Though I do think we should still have them automatically break down. So I do think that because we're going to be losing out on potential materials now, which could be used for consumables and things like that. So as long as we still get some of that type of stuff from normal drops, I think we'll be fine. But I am a little concerned with that. But no, I think it's going to be really good. Solid change, if you ask me. And a quick change. If they continue to do things like that, Anthem's going to be in a fantastic spot here in the next 3 months. Zymex, yes, I will be trying out Classic WoW. Absolutely. That's literally, let me tell you, that's the only reason 100% only reason that I actually bought the BlizzCon pass this year. Because if they didn't have that, good lord, if they didn't have that, I would have not even, I wouldn't have even watched. I wouldn't have even bought it because it was so disappointing. I don't know what's happening to Blizzard. Making me sad. That's kind of the situation. That's kind of the situation. Now I'm stuck. But yeah, basically I don't have enough mana right now, and the hammers that we're using are good, but we just need to get a few more of them. Because right now we're, as you can see, there's too much spacing in between the hammers, and because of that, we're missing out on a lot of damage we could be doing. But that's okay. What do we got here? Ooh, throwing attack speed. There we go. There it is. We finally got a drop that actually matters. Yes, they put in the inscription part already, Fullerton. Absolutely. And they did, well, so is it a two-part thing then? Because I thought, I was looking today, and I thought the entire thing was going in today since it's the 28th. Is that not what's happening? Dude, it is. It is a straight Thor hammer build. And I think what I'm going to do is, God, I need some more, like, protection. It's funny, the Sentinel is the squishiest out of all of them from what I've seen. At least me personally. That's what I've kind of noticed. It needs the most help. And maybe that's because it's in melee and you can't dodge as many things. But that's just what I see. I see it just needs a lot of extra help. Okay. No. Dark Fissure's pretty great. But we have a few other things. When you hit an enemy, you have an 8% chance per allocated point to throw an axe towards the nearest enemy. That would be pretty cool. We're gonna have like an axe, like a thrower build. Because if that procs, and it should, based upon the wording, it should proc off of throwing abilities. And that's gonna be nasty. We're gonna be like WOLCEN, World of Warcraft, man. I am stoked. Yes, yes. Oh, the loot trees are still being worked on. So was what he said then what they're planning on working on? Because he said update should be in March 1st or February 28th, and he had the loot update notes listed, and it included the inscription pool, obviously. But it also listed, God, I'm stunned. I'm stunned! I'm stun locked! I think it's the damn boots! But it also mentioned the other changes too. So, perhaps. Here, I'm gonna take these things off real quick. I think those things were stunning me. We need to do a different build. God, I'm so slow now. Oh, okay. Okay, Industrialist, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, I don't know if it was one of you guys, but you guys can't see it because I'm just sharing the actual game. But I had an Origin message that popped up that said, hey, did you see all the loot changes? And it might have been, it might have been you. But I noticed that and I was like, oh dang, here we go. Big changes, big changes. Come on, let's go. Wiping these guys out. So for those of you guys that didn't get to watch it last time, one thing that's kind of unique and interesting about Last Epoch, I'm gonna say Epoch. That's what I've said that until the end of time. I'm gonna continue saying it. Is mana can go negative, almost like you have a, oh man, yes, almost like you have a debt or like a loan. So you'll see this go like negative 45 or whatever, and I think it's just the way it is. Maybe there's a build for it that we don't have yet, but I'm pretty stoked. Okay, we got, what was it? We got something. There it is. Increased throwing attack damage, guys. So this is a little weak to begin with, but we're going to forge it. We're gonna drop some nice stuff in here. Throwing attack speed, let's go. Thank you. We want to do a little extra mana efficiency because we care, and we want to do a little more armor because surviving is key. So there we go. Negative mana. It is. It's like selling your soul. It's like, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to go negative mana. It's okay. We're just going to suck a little bit of your soul out of your life, and you're going to be stronger for it. Don't worry. You're going to love it. I don't want to love it. It hurts. It's okay. You'll survive. Yeah, I saw they reduced the material cost, which is good. 25 Masterwork Ember for one Masterwork was way too much, especially when Masterwork Embers cost 5,000 coin to begin with. It's like, huh, good lord, what's happening? What is happening? Oh, okay, no date. Well, that's misleading. I was super pumped. But then again, it was kind of misleading with their May and April updates and all that stuff. I thought all of that cool stuff was coming in March, but it wasn't. It was not. Okay, guys, there's one of these nodes in here, and I need to find it. But it is, you no longer need a shield to shield rush. And I think if we do that, that would be so badass. Where is it? There it is. Ooh, 30% increased mana cost though. But we add 5 void damage. But we're not shield rushing very often. That is a thing. I'm gonna go for it, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it, because as always, we can switch out. Yeah, no, I didn't buy the embers. No, I do the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. The monthly gave me 25 to begin with, and I was like, all right, cool. So I just held on to them, and then I've been getting a lot more embers just from, like, you know, living and doing regular stuff. There we go. Okay, guys. So we got a necklace that has some increased throwing speed. So as you can see, we're speeding up. We're speeding along. It's just about two-hander time. Right, Ian? Let's get it. I need to go sell a lot of this stuff too, so we're running out of loot space. I need to be able to pack in all the more loots, the more shinies. All right, let's blow these. Okay. Well, that definitely didn't work out how I thought it was gonna work out. That's for sure. I was really hoping to like shield rush through all those things, and it would have been a hella cool move. But instead, I just ran into the wall, and I looked like a punk. So there's that. Oh God. See ya. I feel like a lumberjack when I'm doing that spin thing, just chopping through stuff. That's pretty decent. Monthly gold one gives 100? 100 embers? Masterwork embers? Okay, so that's a good question. Okay, industrialist, here's a good question. How do you get to monthly gold? Like, do you have to just continuously do it? Does it come over time? Is it, like, how do you do that? How do you get there? Because I was looking at mine, and it said monthly silver, and so I was kind of curious, I mean, how I even got there, but it never really jumped out and said, here's how to do it. Here's how you ascend, child, to gold. But then again, I mean, tutorial is not that great, so... Do weeklies and dailies? Okay, so it literally just, like, goes up over... Because I've already completed the actual, like, requirement or whatever, so it just goes up after that. Damn, Flaming Maul of Authority! Authority! God, I love these names. That's fantastic. Alright, let's go and blow these guys up. We're done with them. Done with them. Get him out of my weird dungeon thing that I'm hanging out in. Alright guys, so survivability is going up a little bit. We got a smidgen of extra. Look at this guy. God, it's almost sad just picking that one off. You almost want to go, hey, go grab some of your friends. Woo-hoo-hoo! Bye! So satisfying. When you just wipe the board, so satisfying. Alright, so we need more nonsense health stuff. So we're going to do that. Alright, the key is to not run directly through the door and completely wipe the board. That's the key. If there was ever a key, that's the one. They got those damn blades out. Okay. That was a good play. That was a good power play. I think we're starting to kind of get things figured out a little bit here, guys. Just a smidge. I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself now. Yeah. Don't need those. Leather boots. Never as good as iron boots. Shattering bastard sword. Alright, so let's go over here. What? Oh, see, look. That's the thing about the hammers, man. They're like busting stuff, breaking boxes. We don't even know what we're gonna find. It's like Christmas though, like all the time. So that's cool. All right, let's hop in here. I'm gonna get some water. It's good to stay hydrated. Drink it through a straw. You know, don't have to fuss with the ice. I hate it when the ice like forms a barrier so you can't get the water. You know what I mean? And you have to like continuously like kind of like reshuffle it the whole time. Like, come on, ice. But then again, I might be weird because I know a lot of people don't drink water with ice, so maybe I'm different. Reflecting hammers might be coming this way, man, depending on what we're looking at up here. Hold on, I'm dying. Uno momento. I don't know if that's Spanish. I've made my distinction of how much I know on the Spanish language very clear. So if that's incorrect, please forgive me. What do we got here, guys? We got a little amulet of hope. That's the best, you know? Everybody just needs a little bit of hope in their life. And I don't need that. So I'm gonna leave it on the ground. The next person can find it, like a penny. Pay it forward. That was a big 113 right there. Let me tell you. All right. Yes, Ian, nailed it. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm learning. All right, guys. This is it. One of the boss fights. We found Elder Panion. Run! So we got this Omen of Silence here. This guy we gotta interact with a little bit. He's doing his thing. The key is to keep him facing the opposite direction. Keep him on his toes. Because, yeah, if you keep him in front of you, you're gonna have a really bad time. Because this dude will put out a significant amount of damage in a very short period of time. He's got some pretty high DPS when he kicks on his stuff. All right, break. Let's go. Phase 2. Unfortunately, we must slay the husk of our former elder. It's hard times. He's burning me out though. So we got a little mage action here. All right, that's fair. I don't know if the Nova the Nova hammers are okay. I feel like I need more points in order to like fully invest. Where'd this guy go? He just disappeared? Oh, here he is. He just took a break. That's cool. But yeah, I almost feel like I need to... Whoa. I need some more hammers in order to kind of maximize and really capitalize on the little fan here. Oh, Lord. My health is low, boys. My health is low. We're going to have to really be cautious here. Cognizant. Oh, shoot. Push it. We ain't quitters. We ain't quitters. Woo! That's right. Industrialist just like, I'm thirsty. Throws his face in the sink. That is fantastic. Oh, that's great. Good image. Good image. All right. So we managed to kill the boss, which is great. We also managed to break a lot of these little things over here, so that's cool. I'm thinking though, guys. I'm thinking that I don't need that. Well, we're gonna go sell some stuff, so that'll be cool. Let's a little reorganize. That literally did nothing. What do we have here? We get increased armor and stun avoidance. That's fine. There it is. So there we go. There we go, guys. I think let's get some things switched around on our build real quick. I think that's gonna be important. That's a key thing. You know, we need to make sure that we're always self-reflecting and making sure that we know what the hell we're doing. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's head back to home base. Let's sell a few things, and then let's reorganize our build a little bit. I think shield rush is not necessarily working for us, and that's purely because it just takes so much mana. It is not entirely versatile, and we need to be able to kind of jump and go where we need to. So what I'm feeling, guys, is a little bit of lunge, okay? Feel a little bit of lunge here. And then I'm feeling, and hear me out, I'm feeling hammer throw, but not Avatar of the Spire. I'm feeling not Avatar of the Spire, and I don't know if we have to completely reset and despecialize and then go back into it, or if we can just unspec from this one thing. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but we committed to it. So I've never encountered this situation before. Ian, don't you say it. Don't you dare say that to me. Dang it. Oh my gosh. It's okay. It's okay. It's only level 5. We'll be okay. Things will really pick up. That's how I'm feeling about it. Shield rush, I don't really care too much about. We can despecialize in that. That's fine. Lunge, we jump back in there. We get another one. It'll be all right. And we'll do our own little thing here. I think a cooldown duration will be just fine, so we'll do that. This is just, it's not, the reason it's not working is because unless we want to go in on catapult, and then we'll kind of, let's do that. Let's do that. But the only thing is multiple hammers from the same throw cannot hit the same target. So we're having some continuity issues there. Dang. But where's the break apart one? Here's a ricochet. Here's the ricochet hammers. So that's cool. Hammer of Want. A dark orb is ripped from them. Good lord. God. It's intense. Granting you 6 health and mana when it reaches you. So we can do that. You know what, guys? I think let's spec into our second point of catapult, and we'll do that, and we'll see how it works. And if it works, great, fantastic. If it doesn't work, guess what? Look at the node directly below the central one. Let's do it. Directly below this one. In-res technique. If your hammers would spiral, they deal 80% increased damage. This one. Are we going for Thor or Wolfgar? I think it's a good question. Now, what I would like to do is kind of, we need to get to like almost like a machine gun frontal cone style build, where we can just ratchet things out. So, but that's the thing, right? Is if you go over here, it halves the number of extra projectiles. And I think, so we would be doing this and then halve. So we, yeah, well, it could. It could. Let's give it a shot. I am down for anything. Let's do that. Let's do this one right here. If your hammers would orbit, they have whatever. So this is just a increased bonus thing, which is great. So let's do Iron Spiral, and then let's do Urza or In-res technique. So we just need 1, 2, 3 more points. So 3 more little levels here. Just 3 more little levels, and then we'll be all set. We're gonna do some of that, so we get some more increased damage. This guy. Yep. Adios. Adios, comrade. Maybe next time. Let's talk to old Gaspar over here. Can't reduce the number of hammers. Yeah. Let's here, let's double check. Cannot be reduced. Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good, see, industrialist, that's what I'm talking about. Theory crafting. That's it. I'm liking it. So, yeah. So I think, just to make sure, let's do catapult right here. And then we'll do rapid throw, 3 points into that. And then we'll do in-res technique. And then we'll do iron spiral. Cool, so we got kind of a plan here. I'm liking this, guys. I'm liking this. This is good. Real good. Look at that. So here's what we're working with. We got quite the plume going on here. See this? This is like a flower of death. Anything that gets near there just dies. Or like a starfish of death. I mean, if you're like an animal person, that'll work. Starfish, I'll do that. Yep. But yeah, so let's take a look. Oh shit, I forgot to sell this stuff. Hold on now. Hold on. Back to base. Got a few other things we need to do. Dang it. Wasted my trips. I'm gonna throw some of this stuff in my old bank here. Just in case. You know, other characters, things like that. I gotta pay it forward. Oh, believe me, it's hammer time. And I actually think I'm gonna go with a dual wield style approach here. And I'm looking for one in particular. It has high increased. So this is fine. I mean, increased hit chance. So we'll look at that. Crit chance, physical damage. What's this one? 11, and this one's 18. Oh god, yeah, that one's way better. And what is this guy? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes. Alright, what's this last one? Anything crazy here? Not really. Cool. So, let's do that. Get that off, throw that out there. Full boom boom. Throw those in that mix. We're two-handed it. All right. In the mix. Things are a-dying. It's a little slower. It's a little slower. Obviously, it's a two-hander, but that's okay. Let's see how this is. Let's see how this is working. Okay. Well, dude's hit me with the tail whip. Oh God, we are pulling everything under the sun. Some of these resurrect. Yeah, tell me. I know. Look at this thing. Like, all right, cool. Borderline. That's a borderline two-hander. Let me tell you. I'm disappointed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and strategically stand in this poison so I don't die. Yeah, barely a hand and a half. My guy's over here like, oh, okay. I don't know why my player chose this. This is embarrassing. All my friends back at the cave are gonna make fun of me. The best thing too is like you run around just basically spamming lunge, and you're gonna, okay, hi, and you're gonna just like zip off, like zip off and get something. All right, there that is. Money in the bank. Get that one. Sick. And let's continue our adventure. Oh, look at these guys. These guys are showing up with an attitude. Look at them, these damn Mercfoots. Tell ya, rodents of the outback, these things. Rodents of the sheltered wood. I'm done with them. The hammers, the increased number of hammers, I will say, is pretty stellar. You know, it's nothing to write home about, but we're seeing something here. So let's go ahead and let's burn these things down. Mobility is not a problem, that's for sure. That lunge is like snappy. Snappy, you're zipping in and out of stuff. Industrialist, you're right, man. Yeah. That kills, nothing kills an MMO faster, or a game in general faster for me than massive, like, just ungodly oversized weaponry and undersized garments. You know what I'm talking about. The female, like, chainmail bikinis. It's like, yeah, here you go. Massive amounts of protection. Oh, and then carry this sword that's like 27 feet long. It's longer than the boat that you're on, so you just kind of gotta, you know, hang it out the back. It'll be fine. It's like, oh, Lord, come on now. Come on! What are you guys doing? I remember Devillion was like that. You guys remember Devillion? That game was one for the books. I actually enjoyed that game, just couldn't get over the aesthetics. It's kind of like Warframe. Kind of in the same boat there. The aesthetics. Alright, guys. The surface. We've made it. We are here. I'm already seeing my CPU take a hit. Okay. Viva La Dirt League. Oh, yes. I remember seeing that. I couldn't remember that was their name, but I remember seeing something about that. So good. Yeah. Zemex, that is the exact thing that I see from everybody. Yeah, I played it for a couple days. Okay, guys, so I'm going to forewarn you and let you guys kind of know what's going on here. This area is currently, there's a bug that will absolutely nuke my frames per second. Now, this happens on everything, right? Anything that's kind of outdoors. So the surface, the Forsaken Trail, the ruins of Welrin, all of those things will absolutely kill your CPU, your frames per second. So if we see some FPS drops, just bear with me, power through them, and it'll be okay. It's only a few zones, and then we'll be kind of keeping on. But got to put that forewarning out there that it's just the way the game is kind of right now. Yep. And you guys play Rift? Rift was a game that I played. Where are you guys going? That I played for a long time. And that game had every chance to succeed, and it just never did. Never did. Ian, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you stopping by as always. Fantastic conversation. I will talk to you later, man. Enjoy your mac and cheese, your chili mac with a little bit of green bell pepper. Enjoy that. Industrialist, man, I played a ton of Rift. That was my game. I thought between that and WildStar, I thought I was done playing WoW. And I think Rift in better hands would have absolutely been the game to give WoW a run for its money, and unfortunately it fell short. Look at Jared. Look at Jared. Guess who's back? Games. But yeah, so it's pretty good though. I mean, I really liked their Prime server, their classic server they did. Made a lot of sense, and it was well done. But the issue I had with it is it costs a monthly sub, and I'm okay with paying a monthly sub, but I don't want to pay a monthly sub for a year. And their game plan was, oh, at the end of the year we're gonna shut it off, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna pay a monthly sub. So much potential, the soul trees, all that stuff, and it just fell to the wayside. Poor management. Then they drank the Kool-Aid, man. They went full pay to win. You were buying raid gear off the store, and I was just losing my mind. I swear. I was like, oh my lord. Why on earth would you guys do that? No, don't do it. They did. And now here we are. Now here we are playing better games like Last Epoch, Epoch. I'm gonna say Epoch. I'm just gonna go with Epoch. You know, I'm done messing with it. We looked it up. I think we were right for the most part, so we're good. All right, boys. Oh yeah, the melee mage and the healing mage. The Harbinger is the melee mage, and the healing mage was the Chloromancer. Those were so good. Chloromancer was fun because you put things on enemies and then dealt damage to them, and that damage would then be converted into health, and then you could pop your veil, and once you popped your veil, it increased all damage all damage done by 300%, which then in turn increased your healing by 300%. It was just such a cool thing. Yeah, not great. It was cool when it was unique, right? I liked when it went against the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, a mage is going to tank and heal. That's not normal. Mages don't normally heal and tank. So that's what we're doing. And it was, okay, bye. And it was cool. It was different. And then, yeah, in the end, they're like, okay, well, the warrior is healing and tanking and supporting, and then this is healing and supporting. Oh. Well, okay then. Hold on, guys. YouTube's having some problems. I'm trying to figure this out. All of a sudden. Jeez. All right, guys, so I bounced back to the council chambers. I'm gonna see if this helps with the video output because, yeah, that's super interesting. I don't know what is going on. I'm sitting here watching on my end, and I'm trying to figure out what's happening here with a lot of the stuff that's coming down the pike. Is it better? Is this looking and sounding better than it did? So mine is still kind of saying it's gross. Dang it, it's gross. Huh. Well, damn. Let's see what this does. Weird. Super weird. Okay. Huh. Well, we're actually kind of out of time anyway, so I was going to go around and wrap up. So let's do that. And then I'll get this thing figured out for kind of upcoming stuff. Strange. Okay. Anyway, so we kind of went through everything tonight, and we need to actually go talk to Captain Ansel real quick. Get our stuff from him. So we have our Sentinel. We jumped in. We still haven't unlocked our actual abilities or anything like that yet. So we haven't, or our specializations, right? We haven't unlocked Void Knight or Forge Guard. So we're still kind of waiting on on our 20 points into Sentinel to get these. Now, once we do get those ones, I think we'll be set. We need to figure out which one we want to go with, though. So if we're going to kind of commit to the throwing build, we need to figure out which one is going to give us the most. And I think weapon mastery, which is a big dexterity thing, is going to help. Industrialist, you need to get some sleep. God, I can't imagine them working 4 hours. But dexterity is big because that's what goes into our weapon throws, so we need to be able to spec into that. 5% increased throwing attack damage for each melee attack you've used in the past 4 seconds. That's actually pretty good. I don't think Void Knight's more about like magic and things like that. So, but here again, we have void damage we can put on our throwing weapons. Dang. We're gonna have some choices to make, guys. We're gonna have some choices to make. Zemex, you know, I never got to play Asheron's Call, to be honest, and I'm actually pretty disappointed because I think that would have been a really cool game to play. I saw the map of Asheron's Call, and it looked giant, and everybody always talks about how it was an awesome game. There was a lot going into it, and it was just fun to play, and it was a massive world. I think it was full PvP too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the gearing and everything like that looked good. The oldest MMO that I've played while it was still up and functional, let's say that, was EverQuest 2. I guess RuneScape Classic would count as an MMO maybe, but if you want like a proper MMO, I guess is what you could call it, it'd probably be EverQuest 2. I went back and I played Meridian 59, which was fun. I actually have a video on my YouTube of me playing Meridian 59, the first quote MMO ever, depending on what you were thinking. Alessandro, yes, we did the Sentinel today. We're actually wrapping up. Here I kind of put the stat sheets and everything up, so this is where we're at. We managed to get 2 legendaries, 2 uniques that dropped. We got some boots, they're like lightning boots. I don't have them on, but then we got this body armor called the Falcon, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty stoked, and we're trying to figure out, we're rolling a hammer throw build, so we're trying to figure out what's the best spec to go into. Is it going to be Forge Guard? Is it going to be Void Knight? So each one brings something to the table. So Sentinel for me was on, Sentinel, RuneScape. Yeah, RuneScape Classic Industrialist or RuneScape Old School. Old School was the one that a lot of people kind of played. And now there's RuneScape 3.0. So I'm always an old school RuneScape fan. I play that off and on every single year. I still play it. It's just one of those games that keeps me coming back, and it's just fun. It's well done. So yeah, that was a gateway to WoW for me too. I jumped in and started playing WoW immediately afterwards, and during vanilla, and it was cool. I liked it. But yeah, so here's kind of where we ended up, guys. We have a pretty decent little set. We got some good armor. We need more. We only got 38%. Our void resistance is almost as much as our armor, so we need some more of that. But I mean, if you guys are big into stat sheets and you guys haven't seen this yet, our name's Face Melter, but we have some pretty decent stats. I mean, good lord, there's a lot that goes into this stuff. So one thing that I get some questions on is attunement. So let me get rid of this FPS meter. Each point of attunement grants 5 elemental protection and improves skills that rely on innate magic inside you and your surroundings. So attunement would be good for like a mage, right? Innate magic, things like that. Void Knight, it's magic that just comes naturally to you. So there's that. So that's something a little bit different that this game brings to the table. Since I died like 3 times because I suck, my Deathless title that usually is right here is gone. So if you don't die, even if you're not on Iron Man, you'll keep that deathless title. So it's pretty slick. Yes, Alessandro, I did. The Scullin, I remember, I think is what they were called. They looked good. I really liked kind of their build. Like I was talking about earlier, they look like Sandshrew from Pokemon. They kind of have that like tribal look to them. They're very rudimentary. They use melee. They kind of get up close and they slice things up. They use borderline, very rudimentary magic, and they cast a little bit. But I imagine those are going to be like burrowers, and they're going to burrow up from the ground and be an issue. They'll flank and do things like that. Now, I don't know if that's something they're actually going to do. I just know that that's kind of what they look like. Believe me, I am all for some new enemies. So I am all about it. I want to get like a plushie one of those and put it behind me on my. I have a shelf of like gaming stuff, and put it up there because it looks like a perfect thing to be like that. Just like a little collectible to represent Last Epoch. But I got my Last Epoch shirt on right now, so got that from the pre-order. It finally came in, so I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, I hope so. In the new patch, I really hope. Now I don't know when that new patch is coming, but there's supposed to be that. There's supposed to be like some gear, new item sets, whole bunch of stuff like that is supposed to be coming down the pipe. So I'm pretty stoked. I think they're gonna expand upon those gear sets they have, because they have like a caster gear set for the mage, and then they have a acolyte gear set. So yeah. So Zemex, you like that? Yeah. I do a lot of food analogies because it's something that people can really relate to, and it's the easiest way for me to kind of get my thoughts out on paper of, you know, having the meat, right? You don't want to spend all your time on salt and things like that. So no, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I noticed that in a lot of my old videos I was going through and rewatching a lot, and I was like, God, I talk about marinating chicken as like letting a game sit in development for a long time a lot. I talk about that one a lot. I talk about the salt and pepper thing a lot. I talk about like a 3-course meal a lot. I'm like, I talk about food all the time. All the time. So yeah, it's cool. And I mean 2019 is gonna be a good year, guys. Like, you have this game that's gonna be not quite out yet, but it's gonna be a really good looking game. Then you have WOLCEN that's hopefully out. We're gonna have Warhammer Chaos Bane, which a little torn on. You know, I'm a little half and half on that. I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna be doing with that game, and whether or not it's gonna be, you know, a long-term game, or if it's just kind of a, you know, let's make a Warhammer game and throw it out there and see if it sticks. Alaloth is another one that's coming down that I'm excited about. It's not like a hack and slash looter type of game. It's more of a, what they call a Dark Souls, old like Baldur's Gate style game. So if you guys are really into Baldur's Gate, I would check out Alaloth, the Seven Kingdoms. That one looks really good, and it has a really cool art style to it and a really good RPG element. But I also have Ni no Kuni 2? Revenant Kingdom. I always forget what order the Ni no Kuni goes in, but yeah, so I have that as well, just looking for some other loot games. Path of Exile is going to have some new expansions. Grim Dawn's new expansion coming out next month. Let's go, guys. Let's get excited. Forgotten Gods. Woo! Not to mention the Oathkeeper. My Lanta, Captain America style Oathkeeper. So, yeah. Well, thanks, Zemex. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I try to put it out there, and that just kind of came to me as I was recording. I was like, this is kind of how it is. So, cool. But, yeah, Alessandro, you know, I think you're absolutely right. People need to support this game. And they made their first appearance at PAX West, if I remember correctly, and they actually had a pretty decent turnout. A lot of people joined the Discord and everything like that. So there's starting to get a lot of hype around this. I've seen a lot more YouTubers jumping out into it and starting to kind of bring some awareness to it, which is good. So I think the hype meter is going to be rising on this one. Yeah, Industrialists, you know, Grim Dawn is a game that I have to take in waves, right? I have to play it like hardcore, record all my stuff for like 2 weeks, and then I have to leave it alone, and then come back, and then hammer through it for another 2 weeks, and then leave it alone. That's kind of my style I have to go through. And once I do that, I mean, I'll get through it. And the Forgotten Gods thing is going to be totally brand new to me, so jumping out and knocking that out is going to be, I think, simple. Or not simple, but it's going to be super enjoyable. But yeah, Grim Dawn's fun with co-op. I have a couple buddies at my work that they played together for the first time. Neither of them had played Grim Dawn. They never even heard of Grim Dawn. And I was like, whoa, let me tell you. And I was like, you guys need to check this out. So, because they're a big Diablo, Path of Exile, Titan Quest people. And I was like, you guys need to check out Grim Dawn. And they did. And they came back and they're like, well, thanks. Now I'm full-blown addicted to it. And they've been hammering through countless hours, going through all the content, you know, rebuilding characters and doing all that fun stuff. So, and they're excited for the Forgotten Gods thing too. Yeah, there's a lot of games where I fall into that Industrialist, where Assassin's Creed is a good one. Like, I picked up Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I played it a lot when it first came out, and that's that type of game that you have to continuously play it, and if you don't, then you forget the controls, how to kind of fight, what your builds were, what you were trying to do, and it's just tough. So I am going to be doing a stream on Friday, tomorrow, because you have Division 2 that's entering open beta. And so I'm going to be doing that, playing a little Division 2, you know, seeing how that one goes. I think it's going to be pretty decent. And I played the closed beta, the private beta, and it was pretty good. It just felt like a expansion of Division 1, but with new systems. So that's kind of the way I took it. It felt like I literally loaded up Division 1 and was playing an expansion, but better. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but Industrialist Chronicon actually got a pretty sizable update today, and I fired it back up, and it's been super good. He, the one developer, changed a lot of things, went through, redid a lot of the loot, a lot of the legendaries. The master trees are awesome now. The masteries went through and redid a lot of the skill stuff. A lot of revamps that went into that. There'll be a video coming on that kind of goes and details all of the update stuff. So I was gonna have that out yesterday, but there were some issues that I was having with my Chronicon installation, so I had to reinstall it. So I released my Warhammer video instead. But oh man, that's okay. If you want to watch the replay of it, just to see what Division 2 is like, absolutely go for it. All my videos go out there and kind of hang out. So, well, cool guys. Hey, as always, this has been a fantastic stream. I absolutely love talking to you guys. Wonderful audience and great conversation partners. And we played a lot of Last Epoch tonight, and I'm pretty stoked. We got a pretty decent build going on, and I think we just tighten up a few things. We're going to absolutely roll through stuff. This thing's going to be a bulldozer. Now, what I want to do on this one is do one more stream and kind of show, here's a spec, right? Show this kind of build that we're doing and keep going through the thought process of here's why we're doing things and here's what we need to do. Then after that, we can take Face Melter and we can put him on the back burner, and then we can jump into Primalist, and we can jump through and do a Primalist build. A lot of people like the Thorns build, so we can do that, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys. But I'm going to go Primalist next because that was our second place by 2%, guys. 2% was the separating factor. So, but yeah, as always, like Zemek said, cheers, appreciate you guys. And until next time, it's been Vulcan, and I will catch you guys on the next stream. See ya.